Okay, what we're going to do today is we're going to make some sourdough. So the first thing we need for our sourdough is our sourdough starter. The sourdough starter has been in the fridge for a week. So I'd take the sourdough starter out the fridge. I'll probably do that about 12 hours, maybe even a day, before I'm going to make some bread, just to get it going again. This one's looking pretty good. Sometimes you'll find that on top of the starter there'll be a liquid. That's actually alcohol that's produced, but don't worry, just stir it in. This one's a rye starter, and you see it's quite a thick starter. Make it thick to put in the fridge. I just leave it to come to room temperature, and then I'm ready to make my sponge, which is the first part of the bread making process. Okay, so we're ready to make the sourdough sponge. I normally do this late at night. I'm pretty early actually tonight. I find that this is best done and left overnight. It needs about 12 hours to really get going. So this seems to work for me. And what we're going to do, we're going to put 150 grams of our active starter. There we go. 150 grams starter into the bowl. To that I'm going to add water, lukewarm, 275. The easiest way to measure out water is definitely by weighing it. So 275 ml is 275 grams. Tip it in. Give it a stir. I'm going to add flour to that. I'm actually making a white-ish sourdough loaf here. So at this stage I'm just going to add white flour. 250 grams. And I sieve that. Into my bowl. Give it a good mix round. I tend to just stir this in. You can see that this is just a nice wet spongy dough. Get it well mixed in, make sure there's no lumps of flour, though actually most of the lumps will just disappear. So there we go. Stage one, sponge made. Cling film that over, just to cover it up. Leave it in a kitchen overnight. What you will notice is, hopefully, you'll get some bubbles forming in there, and you'll see a bit of activity. And certainly within 12 hours, that should be bubbling nicely. So I'm just going to leave that. I'm going to go back to my starter, bulk that up a bit once again. And I'll add about 50 grams of, in this case, it's going to be rye flour. Rye has lots of yeast in it. It's pretty good for getting the starter going. I'll mix that. I'll leave that out now, overnight. So this is pretty thick. Perfect. There we go. Baking done for tonight. 8 minutes. Okay, we're ready for stage 2. It's the following morning, 8:42. So our sponge, you can see nicely here, has had overnight to start its fermentation process. And if we have a look inside, you can see lots of nice bubbles there. It smells pretty good. And just to note, the starter is also fermenting away quite nicely. It's actually expanded in volume, and that's doing all the right things there. I'll top that up with flour in a short while. But now let's get on with some bread making. So, what we're going to do is turn the sponge into a dough. Just 3 ingredients: olive oil, salt, and the all important flour. This is going to be predominantly white, but really it doesn't matter what you put in. And I tend to add a little bit of wholemeal to my white loaves, just to give it a bit more texture. You'll find that it'll never be pure white because I'm using a rye or a whole wheat starter. 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Okay, stick that in first of all. You can give it a stir, and you can feel now, if you can see, it's a nice gloopy sponge now. I think that's the gluten starts to come out of the flour. There's some carbon dioxide in there as well, and it's all a nice sticky. For this mix, 300 grams of flour, sieved flour. So I'm going to stick in 250 of white, or thereabouts. Add that to my sponge. Don't worry if you get it all over the work surface here, you'll see why in a moment. Now, with this mixture, the recommended salt is 10 grams. I was very wary about putting 10 grams in. Seems like a lot of salt to me, so I tend to stick 7 or 8. I've experimented with different amounts. Everybody says it's not good to leave it out, so I stick 8 in there, and I'll top that up with 50 grams of wholemeal flour. That's basically our bread dough. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stir that flour in, just loosely. There's no extra water or anything goes in this final dough mix. This should be just about the right. It's supposed to be wet dough, for sourdough. Actually, so roughly get the flour in. Don't worry too much about it, because what I'm going to do now is just tip it all out onto the work surface. This is where it can get a bit messy. First few times, certainly, till you get used to it. Mix it together a bit more, all together, and then we're going to get stuck in. Lift and fold, and you're working it all together. This is the kneading process. Takes no more than 5 minutes. Okay, and as you lift and fold control, knead, whatever you want to do. Good workout. The dough will come together, just getting all those loose bits of flour. There we go. And here we go. And it'll follow what you're aiming for. It says in the books is a silky dough. You can actually tell when it's gone because it does feel really nice. So this is where I start to sling it. No flour on the work surface, no oil, no water. I don't use anything. All sorts of recommendations, but I just find it makes a mess. This is by far the best way. I can start to stretch it out. You can feel it just getting much more stretchy. Fold it back up. Another good technique is just to do that for a couple of minutes, leave it for 10 minutes, then do it for a couple of minutes again. Naturally, gluten comes out, makes it a lot easier to do. Just tend to crack on. Probably had its 5 minutes. Good enough for me. Little tiny bit of flour. Roll it around in that, make a nice ball. And that's then going to put to rise. There we are, nice dough roll that. Back in the bowl. Cover it with cling film. Stage 2 completed. That took me 10-12 minutes. And I'm going to leave that now. Depends on the temperature in the room and the activity of the starter. So pretty cool today. I guess that's going to take till about 2 o'clock this afternoon before it's ready for the next. It should it'll fill that bowl, but I'll come back to it and show you later. 5:30, stage 3 coming up, and here we go. You can see it's pretty much doubled in size. Sometimes it actually comes right out of the bowl, depending on temperature. Pretty cool today, so that's fine. So what we're going to do now is we're going to shape it into a loaf. A little bit of flour. Get the dough out of the bowl. It's quite nice and stretchy. So what I'm going to do now is I just fold it over a few times back in itself, pinching the seam each time I do it. And the idea behind this, apparently, is it gives the bread a bit more structure. Almost a kilogram of dough. So I'm going to make a pretty big loaf. I just make this into one loaf. When I do a seed bread or something like that, I'll probably cut it into 2 and bake it as 2 loaves. But for this one, I just make it into one loaf. We need a proving basket for the second proof. This is our salad spinner. And a tea towel inside it. And what I use here is polenta oatmeal, which solved the problem because I found whatever I did, the dough stuck into the proving basket. Polenta is great because it's not absorbed by the dough. So it basically stays on the surface and stops the dough from sticking. So it's really good. Drop it in and push it down. And you can see that is half filling our proving basket. And now it's going to have its second rise. It will take about probably 4 hours, and it'll again double in size, so it'll almost fill that basket up, and then it's ready to bake. So second stage, stage 3, no more than 5 minutes. Done. Put it on one side, leave it in a nice warm place. You can even, and I quite often do, is just leave that overnight. Remember, it's a slow bread, it will take a long time and it won't spoil, so you can leave it overnight. Going to get my baking tray out. A bit of polenta, stop it sticking. Turn the bread straight out into the tray, and now we make 2 cuts, 2 or 3, we'll have 3 here, which just stops the crust expanding, and straight in. "15 minutes at 250, and now I'll turn the oven down to 220 and leave it for another 25 minutes. Okay, so this is the end of the bake. Tightened it. Out comes the bread. Test it's done. Nice and hollow sound on the bottom, so that's fine. Leave it to cool, and there we have one sourdough loaf. So here we are. We'll check now. This is the big test. Our loaf's cooled down. Still nice sound on the bottom. What I tend to do now is just cut it in half, freeze half, and eat half. So nice and crusty, and you can see there, pretty good crumb. So I'd say that's a successful loaf. Half in the freezer, half for breakfast. Final job. Check on the starter. Quite thick, loopy. Just give it a little bit of refresh flour. A little bit of water. And that's about the consistency. So that's just going to go back in the fridge. It can stay in there for a week. Until whenever I'm ready to make the next loaf. You tend to get in a cycle. I'll probably bake twice a week using that starter.